Dr. Owase Jeelani is a distinguished pediatric neurosurgeon with over 2 decades of experience, and he is renowned for his groundbreaking medical innovations and compassionate patient care, earning him a place among Time magazine's top 100 surgeons and pediatric specialists in the UK. As head of Department of Craniofacial Surgery at Great Ormond Street Hospital, he has established Great Ormond Street as a flagship service for pediatric neurosurgery, attracting international acclaim. Dr. Jeelani's impact transcends clinical practice. He is a visionary entrepreneur, having spearheaded initiatives like Face Value, a research program which uses engineering and AI platforms to develop new techniques and devices that can enhance patient outcomes in craniofacial surgery. In 2018, Dr. Jeelani founded Gemini Untwined, a global charity facilitating the treatment of craniopagus twins worldwide. Gemini Untwined has set precedent for the sharing of knowledge and expertise around the globe. The successful separation of twins Bernardo and Arthur Lima in Brazil was facilitated through VR technology, with surgeons in Brazil collaborating in one virtual operating theatre with Dr. Jeelani in the UK. This 27-hour-long procedure has opened the door to global collaboration during surgeries and seamless sharing of knowledge. His relentless pursuit of excellence and humanitarian endeavours enables Dr. Jeelani to continue to inspire transformative change in paediatric neurosurgery, ensuring brighter futures for patients globally. For this reason, it is our honour to present the award for outstanding medical research to Professor Owase Jeelani. Please join us on stage.
Thank you very much. I'm truly honored to be here. I can think of a number of people around me who would be much deserving candidates for this award, but we don't live in a perfect world. And here I am. Standing on this stage, it reminds me of a story that I'd like to share with you. Imagine a beautiful, beautiful day, the sky is shining, there's a vast ocean, and a cruise liner is sailing through the ocean. Suddenly there's a big splash. A baby has fallen into the water, into the ocean. Commotion ensues, everybody's running around, and in the midst of this, one person dives into the ocean. There's a minute of suspense, and then this person comes up holding the baby. They retrieve the baby and the person back onto the ship, and the baby is saved. The captain goes to this person and says, you know, this was such a laudable action. I'd like to throw a gala dinner this evening in your honor. And at the gala dinner, he's asked to say a few words. He's asked to talk about the thoughts that went through his head as he jumped over, risking his life to save a child. The person stands up and says, very happy to give you a speech, but first I'd like to know which one of you pushed me overboard. And when I reflect on my life and the things that I have done and been part of, this is the story that comes to mind. I was pushed into this. The first set of twins that we were referred, we were asked for help. We had the technology to help. What we did not have was the logistics framework to bring kids from other parts of the world to London to help them. And for me, this was a big mismatch. You know, it's not that the technology doesn't exist, the treatment exists, but the people that need that treatment can't access it because of the divide. I'm passionate about global health. And the biggest challenge, contrary to what a lot of people think, is not resources. The biggest challenge to global health is asymmetries. There are a lot of people, a lot of healthcare professionals that want to help, that have the resources, the knowledge to help. They're here. There are a lot of people, a lot of patients that need that help. The two, however, not connected, and that is part of the problem. There's the asymmetry. So what we as a community need to be able to do is to address that asymmetry. The asymmetry of knowledge. How do you get it from places that have that knowledge to the places that need that knowledge? Asymmetry of resources, of course, and asymmetry of opportunities. And it's incumbent on each and every one of us to think in our own sphere, how do we reduce these asymmetries to improve global health? We're talking about mothers today. The picture that we just saw, I don't know if we can go back to it, please, was in January of last year. That's my mother. And she was the guest of honor at my Hunterian lecture. You can see the smile on her face. She's very proud. A year later, January this year, on the same day, she left us for the next abode. And these past 6 weeks have been a period of reflection, understandably. I'd like to tell you a few things about my mother. She was a fantastic person and a near-perfect balance of a sharp mind and a beautiful soul. As a young girl, she wanted to be an engineer. This is some 60 years ago. At that time, girls globally, let alone in Kashmir, didn't go into engineering. But she was blessed with a steely determination and a very supportive father, and she graduated as the first female Muslim engineer in Kashmir. It was fortunate. It was fortunate for me because she met my father at engineering college, so here I am. And she retired after a long, illustrious career as one of the senior-most engineers in Kashmir, in charge of the electricity supply for the capital city. So she quite literally lit the way for a whole generation of women, of mothers, to follow her footsteps and achieve what they want. This, for me, is the essence of a mother. I could stand here for hours and talk about her, literally hours, but let me just summarize my thoughts. I think a mother's love is the purest expression of humanity that we have in our midst. Period. What we need to do is to learn from it and use it much more in our lives. A mother, when a baby's born, a mother does not know where this child's going to end up. But what she for sure will do is unreservedly try her level best to afford this child every opportunity to get to a happier stage in life. That's what a mother does. And when we look around the world at the moment, it is a sad time for humankind. There's a lot of unhappiness in this world around us. I think it's time to pause and just reflect on what these mothers do. We need to be able to treat each other with more compassion, with honesty, and with love, just like a mother would to her child. And it's not so much for the other person. We're not doing this for the other person, because when we treat others in this manner, we do it for ourselves. We do it for our children and our future. So the compassion that you showed to people around the world comes all the way back to your children, to your future. And humanity is one. People have been talking about this for centuries, but people go into morality. People say, oh, this is a moral thing to do. In the 21st century, we can go a step beyond that. It's not morality. It is cognitive function. All humans are connected. What's going through my mind at the moment is influencing each and every one of you, whether you're aware of it or not. And this is happening at a global scale. We need to harness this more, and we need to share and spread that love and that compassion. People sometimes say, I'm one soul, one voice, what can I do? It matters not. Say a kind word, one smile, help one person, You've done your bit. You've done your bit. It will multiply. So please don't be, held back by the thought that you're small. You're not. You have a voice and you have a soul. Let's use it. Thank you very much.